This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
How to stay safe during strong storms. That story and more next. Welcome everyone, and thank you for your time. I'm Ken Carr with your local information. The summer months featured some strong storms in our area, and in today's news feature, Lisa Sugar gets safety advice from Schuylkill County's Emergency Management Agency Coordinator, John Matz.
We've been seeing a lot of extreme weather, and when you see what happens, people don't know what to do all the time to deal with this, do they?
No, they don't. Certainly in the last 3 weeks or so, we dealt with the remnants of Ida. Originally a hurricane. By the time it got to us, it was a tropical depression. What we try to do ahead of the, at least something we could plan for, because we know that was coming for days. So it gave us an opportunity to reach out to our partners at the municipal level. So we reach out to the municipal emergency coordinators, the municipal public works, and of course the elected officials, and say, hey, this is coming. We anticipate this storm impacting us. We're going to get winds. We're going to get rain. So let's make some preparation ahead of time. And that preparation, could be very far-reaching. Most of the municipalities, if you say, hey, we're going to get 5 inches, they know where the problem areas are going to be. So it might be ahead of the storm, having people move cars from roadways that they know that are flooding or that, potentially will flood. One of the things we stress is making sure that, hey, watch the streams and the creeks. And in Schuylkill County, we don't have real rivers that run through it, but we do have an abundance of creeks in most of our municipalities. So we encourage them to have someone look at the creek, monitor the creek through the course of this, and make sure that the public knows that, hey, if you start hearing the fire siren blowing or you hear us come down with the bullhorn, it's time to leave. And it's certainly better to get someone out when they're getting their sneakers wet, rather than when you have to come for them in a boat or come and snatch them off the roof with a helicopter. So we want to try to avoid that. And that's that preparation. And part of it's the public works going out and making sure the storm drains are open up, making sure there's no branches and leaves that might flow into a culvert or into a creek and then end up blocking down the road, maybe at a bridge or some kind of abutment. So that preparation ahead of time that we're asking our partners in the emergency services and the municipalities to do, it's also a good time for us to reach out on social media just to make sure the public's aware of it. And, we encourage the public, make sure you have a plan. Oftentimes people, they'll get a basement flood, and that's something that happens very common. And that's always seems devastating. And it's one thing if it's your heat plant and your electrical services, but a lot of times we all have a tendency to put stuff down in the basement. And it's not sealed in boxes that are going to be waterproof. It's not going to float. Once the water gets in there, it's junk, so it ends up being hauled out of the basement, put on the curb, and then it becomes a problem for disposal from the municipalities. So trying to go through your basement and make sure you're not storing too much in there, where what you do have, get into a box that's sealed and get it up high. Additionally, from an individual standpoint, is making sure that valuable documents are protected. And we have a lot more resources here now because, we could take pictures of driver's license, passports, cards. You could scan them. You could put them on a thumb drive. You could put them up to the cloud. You could put them in a Ziploc paper bag or a plastic bag and take them along. But I think having those documents in the event that you would have to leave quickly, it's important to be able to have access to them because you may have to, prove who the residents of your household are. You may need to well, you certainly need that even when you're dealing with FEMA in the aftermath of an event. So that part's that goes in with your plan. You also have to, come to the realization that you may have to leave very quickly, so you should have some type of go bag there, and that go bag has to have what you and the family need.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Feisner's Ford in Freeland, who is celebrating 75 years in business. Give them a call at 570-636-3920, or you can log on to feisnersford.com.
Here's today's SSPTV Standard Speaker Scoreboard. North Schuylkill's Brooke Powis took first place in the girls' competition at the Schuylkill League Golf Championships. She shot an 87 for the win. Jeff Markowski of North Schuylkill was second in the boys' competition with an 80. Tamaqua Peter McGinley tied for third with an 83. The Hazelton Area High School girls golf team took silver at the AAA level in District 2, beating out two other teams but losing to Scranton Prep. You'll hear from some of the Lady Cougars later during our in-depth sports feature. In girls volleyball, Monoy area, Shenandoah Valley, North Schuylkill, and Marion were all winners. In field hockey, Hazelton area beat Holy Redeemer. Megan Kernis, Bryn Newborn, Mia Dremock, Gabriella Brebanner, and Madeline Ashton had goals for the Big HA. Elena Ashman got the shutout in goal. In water polo, the Hazelton area boys won 2 games and the girls won 1 at the Beast of the East tournament. Chris Catrone had 3 goals against Souderton, and Tino Diute had 4 against Cathedral Prep. Natalie Yeager scored 4 goals for the Lady Cougars in their win over Perkiomen Valley. SSPTV is happy to announce a partnership with the Hazelton Area School District to air Cougar and Lady Cougar sports right here on SSPTV. You can watch Hazelton Area's homecoming football game against Delaware Valley on SSPTV this Saturday at 3 p.m. Students from the school district will be recording the games, matches, and meets for a number of sports, including water polo, swimming, volleyball, and more.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service on Thursday. Mostly sunny with a high near 60 degrees. Wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Thursday night mostly clear with a low around 40 degrees. Friday sunny with a high near 60 degrees. Friday night mostly clear with a low around 40 degrees. Saturday mostly sunny with a high in the 60s. Saturday night a 30% chance of showers after 2 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 50 degrees. Sunday a 50% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a high near 65 degrees. And Sunday night a 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 50 degrees. Coming up next, our community feature gets you ready for this year's Bloomsburg Fair.
The historic Brainerd Church will have their fall festival on Sunday, October 3rd from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. There will be food, crafters, music, and more. Walk for Progress and Taste of Schuylkill will be held on Tuesday, October 5th from 4 until 7 p.m. beginning at the Orwidsburg Veterans Memorial. The participation fee for the event is $10. For more information, you can visit schuylkillchamber.com or you can call 570-622-1942. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Neil Anthony Gabriel, age 96, of Diplo Manor. Mass will be held on Monday at 10 a.m. at Transfiguration Church. Friends may call Monday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the church. The Hillary J. Bonham Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Sally Ann Witkowski, age 73, of West Hazelton. The Crofton News Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. And Mark E. Zaposki, age 60, of Bloomsburg. Services will be held at a later date under the Damiano Funeral Home.
Tonight's obituaries are being brought to you in part by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory, with 2 locations in Rockland and in Drums, 570-384-3312 or 570-788-0977, and go to harmonfuneral.com.